The film leaves several loose ends in its wake, so let's try making some sense of that unruly ending. Spoilers ahead. Hellboy's titular half-man, half-hellbeast is portrayed by Stranger Things' David Harbour, who fills the formidable shoes of Ron Perlman, the actor who starred in Guillermo del Toro's Hellboy films. The film grabs imagery from the original comic book series by Mike Mignola, cribbing plot points and characters from The Wild Hunt, among several others. Hellboy works for the Bureau of Paranormal Research and Defense, battling supernatural creepos alongside his adoptive father, Professor Trevor Broom, played by Deadwood's Ian McShane. Throughout the film, Hellboy is hot on the trail of a spiteful witch named Nimue the Blood Queen, portrayed by Mila Jovovich. In the flashback sequence that opens the film, Nimue is chopped to bits by none other than King Arthur, who rips her apart with his mighty sword Excalibur. Nimue's body parts are scattered throughout the land and remain buried for 1,500 years. Alas, she's eventually pieced back together by her willing supplicant, the humanoid warthog Gruagach. Now Hellboy must stop Nimue before she destroys humanity. Beneath all the rotting flesh and gouged eyeballs, this is the story of a creature searching for his place in the world. If we were to boil down the character's central dilemma, we'd say he vacillates between sympathizing with the supernatural world and siding with humans. As the film lunges toward its conclusion, we learn that Hellboy is the spawn of a demon and a witch of Arthurian descent. In the final confrontation, Nimue the Blood Queen temporarily seduces Hellboy to the dark side after killing Professor Broom before his eyes. Hellboy is garlanded in a kicky crown of hellflame and immediately grows his horns out because he's evil now. As Nimue's squadron of unearthly creatures rip through the terrified London streets, Hellboy ultimately comes to his senses and overpowers Nimue. He decapitates her with Excalibur, sending her still screaming head back into the fiery fathoms of hell. In the film's final set piece, Hellboy finds himself on a dangerous mission in Siberia with two trusty cohorts from the BPRD, scrappy spirit medium Alice Monaghan, played by Sasha Lane, and moody Ben Daimio, played by Daniel Day Kim. Ben is a down-low were-jaguar whose theoretically British accent also has a penchant for shape-shifting. After dispatching the members of a secret cabal called the Atlantis Society, the trio notice a large fish tank. Suddenly, webbed fingers poke out from the murky water and touch the glass surface. If you've ever read the comics or seen the Guillermo del Toro films, the name Abe Sapien will surely mean something to you. Although he may be half man and half amphibian, the character is entirely badass. Portrayed by Doug Jones in the Del Toro films, Abe Sapien was once a man named Langdon Everett who dabbled in the occult and paid the ultimate price. He became a half man and half amphibian monstrosity. Those are Abe's webbed fingers clearly clamoring for a sequel.
Remind me why I keep doing this?
Hellboy throws not one, but two scenes in the end credits. In the mid-credits scene, we find Hellboy mourning the recent death of Professor Trevor Broom. Suddenly, the specter of a certain Lobster Johnson appears, portrayed by actor Thomas Hayden Church. The ghostly figure wastes no time telling Hellboy evil is coming. Johnson also appears in an earlier flashback, making mincemeat out of a slew of Nazi occultists. So, who is this guy? Long story short, he's a beloved character in the Hellboy universe, a vigilante who plays by his own rules.
Guten Tag. I love you, Lobster Johnson!
As you just saw, Johnson is fond of searing his signature lobster claw symbol into the foreheads of his enemies. What's not to like about that? During his quest to find Nimue the Blood Queen, Hellboy pays a visit to Baba Yaga, a haggard witch who exists in some far-off dimension. Baba Yaga offers Hellboy some clues regarding Nimue's whereabouts, but this intel comes at a price. He must give her one of his eyeballs. He agrees, but manages to escape Baba Yaga with both eyeballs intact. But in a post-credits scene, Baba Yaga convinces an unseen accomplice to murder Hellboy at his earliest convenience and hand over the hellish eye she was promised. The Los Angeles Times seems to think she's talking to Koshai the Deathless, a seemingly immortal assassin who appears in the Darkness Falls graphic novel. This theory gels with the fact that Baba Yaga assures her henchman she'll mercifully end his life if he brings her Hellboy's eye. After surviving a movie full of so much sensory overload, you may be willing to volunteer both of your own. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Looper videos about your favorite movies are coming soon.